bars in a rave. Man, I go hard like Ant and
Hello and welcome to another episode of Touchline Fracas. Another episode where I'm joined with familiar names, faces, legends, if you would. Go around and introduce them. If you don't know them, you should know them. Disu, what are you telling me?
I'm good, man. Not too bad.
Yeah, where you coming from, my guy?
You know where I'm coming from. That's with dumb. Where are you coming from? That's a better question.
I'm at
Where
home.
you?
I've been at home.
No, you were at home when I called you.
I went to get my Super Bowl stash. That's all. I'm locked in, man. Kansas City free-peat, baby.
All right, cool. Good alibi. Good alibi.
What are you saying, brother?
I'm good, bro. What are you man saying?
Yeah, not bad. It's another week of being shit, man. Normal.
How many weeks is this in a row?
Fucking apparently our first ever ep was Moyes' third game. So you tell you tell
Was it?
whole of Touchline Fracas existence, we haven't been a good side, I'd say.
I had to find that fixture. Hold on. So that's Man United 2013 or 2014 season.
Yeah.
14. Was it 14-15 or
13, 14? I think 13-14, right?
Yeah, 13-14. Because we lost on the league in 13, innit?
So that was our first pod, and yeah,
So basically, for Manchester United to be great again, Touchline Fracas has to die.
It's one or the other. Neither can live while the other survives.
This is like one of the Horcruxes.
Yeah, it's like Harry Potter and Voldemort. I don't know who's Harry.
Yeah.
I don't know who's Harry. I don't know who's Voldemort. But
I'm gonna make sure this pod lives as long as I do. I'm gonna be 79 years old in a retirement home recording a podcast. And
yeah, just keep it going. You don't even need to do them weekly. You just need to keep enough going.
Football's not even going to be a sport no more. They're going to be playing Quidditch and shit, but I don't care. I'll still be recording. Fuck, man.
We lost 1-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's calm.
I actually remember the start of that season because we won 4-1 against Swansea, and I remember the 0-0 game. 0-0 game against Chelsea. That's when Meads and actually thought that they were about to get Rooney. And remember when Meads flip-flopped about Rooney 5 times in the space of like 13 months?
Yeah, because my first episode was I think it was when Moyes just got fired and Giggs had just got the job.
Give it Giggsy, yeah?
Yeah, I think that was my first one.
Yeah, again, another man who's fallen from grace, man. Again,
Giggs.
Yeah,
they've actually
knew what we knew about him then when you appeared on that episode.
I mean, I feel like Giggs' reputation's unfair, man. Minus like banging up his wife, like that's crazy. But I'm not excusing that part. But the whole brother thing, like
that's just as bad, no?
It was his thing first.
Don't matter, man.
It doesn't matter. What? How can you? The thing was Ryan Giggs' sighting for time. Then the brother went and married Giggs' home.
No way.
But she's only obviously coming around you to stay around you. How's your brother gonna bring the thing that you've been cheating on your missus with into your yard? Like,
no. Is that legitimate?
And then expect that she's not gonna go running back to him.
Don't even matter if it is. I've taken a note of the timestamp. That's all that.
Yeah, you might need to. But
I never knew that, you know.
But Ryan Giggs' thing first.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I think that changes everything. I can't lie.
It does.
He was married, man. What did he?
No. He got married.
Probably be happy, man.
No. How can you be happy with your sighting? Doesn't even make sense.
You're nobody. You marry your famous rich footballer brother's hoe. So she likes footballers. She doesn't like you. And then you expect her to, you want to give her access to the footballer and think that she's not going to do what she's already been doing for 10 years.
Famous rich brother's hoe sounds like less famous, less rich brother's wife. It's a scale, sliding economy, man. But before I start, I've got to do the usual plug, the socials, the Touchline community on YouTube, Touchline community on Instagram, Touchline Fracas on X, Twitter, sorry. And then Touchline Fracas on TikTok as well. Don't think we posted anything for a while, but we should have some stuff coming in the next couple of weeks. Keep an eye out if you're not subscribed already. Anyway, this is one of them weeks. FA Cup, League Cup, and you find out the difference between the regulars and the people who only come on to moan about their team not winning the Premier League. Right, Disu? Yeah. Right. Anyway, Yeah, let's get into it because there's a few interesting ties this weekend. Let's start with the one today. Villa versus Spurs. Did anyone go into this game thinking Spurs were going to do anything?
Nope.
No, I thought they were going to get beat up.
Right. You watched it.
Why would anybody think
the performance?
Say that again, sorry?
You were watching the game. Or you watched the game, should I say? What were your thoughts on their performance today? Does the scoreline flatter them? Or
Villa? No, do you know what?
Yeah.
It was a good game, and in the first half, Tottenham weren't at the races at all. I mean, their second half performance was a lot better, whilst not great. Without sounding like a Yerdar, which I sometimes do, they at least put themselves about a bit and put in the odd challenge. Because against Liverpool in the week, they just melted. They didn't want to know. At least this game, when they were behind, they decided that they would have some fight. Granted, not a lot, but there was some. But Villa looked really good, especially in transition. Ramsey and Morgan Rogers especially was really good today. And Rashford was very good when he came on.
Right, Rashford, I didn't see the game, but I'm intrigued because...
And as well, even when you check Spurs' second, Villa didn't have a defence. Konsa came off injured. Camara was at the back with a guy called Bogard, sorry. I don't even know where he came from. I don't think he's a defender.
Oh, last time I saw him, he played in midfield. He played in midfield against you lot.
Yeah. He's not a defender. So they were playing two centre mids at the back. And then, Spurs got a late consolation through that Tell kid who... He didn't do much, but he took his goal well.
Okay, cool.
Martinez made a great save from Son, but it was a good game. Villa really and truthfully had enough openings, not so much chances, but openings where a better decision or a better pass, they probably could have got another 3 or 4 goals. Really, if they was firing.
Cool. So you're speaking of like openings and not taking chances. Who are you looking at? Who was a bit?
No, I'm not saying they didn't create the final pass wasn't good enough or the finish wasn't good enough. So Jacob Ramsey missed a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers missed one. And Marlin had a couple decent opportunities, but he was good today as well, to be honest.
Interesting. Does he come from you lot?
He was with us and then he left us. I think he went.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he went from Arsenal to PSV, then
Dortmund, and now he's at Villa. But yeah, he looked good. But yeah, Villa looked really good. They're bright.
I don't know what's happened to Son this year because he's missing chances.
Old, bro.
He never missed.
Age,
bro.
But this is finishing though.
Yeah, it's cooked.
But Glenn Murray was still banging them in even though he was 85.
No, but Glenn Murray was playing between the posts. He wasn't doing all that stuff.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, Son's been a hell of a run. Almost 200 goals for Spurs, I think. You can't be mad.
Oh,
yeah, 126 in the Prem, 172 all comps. So,
that puts him quite high up the Prem all-time scorer, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't actually think of him as that high until I said that.
Spurs might have the most top 15 entries in the highest scorers.
What you got? Defoe, you got Kane, you got
Ferdinand.
You got Ferdinand.
Obviously, not all of Ferdinand's goals were for Spurs, but I imagine a decent portion were.
Yeah.
Did Sheringham clear 100?
He must have with all the years he played in the Premier. He had
Sheringham
13th, 146.
Yeah, Sheringham scored the first Premier League televised goal.
Crazy.
Son against Liverpool. I remember that game.
He played for Forest, didn't he? Son is 17th, 126. Who else you got for Burnley? Les Ferdinand 12th with 149. Jermaine Defoe's 10th with 162. And then obviously Harry Kane 2nd with 213. They got a few entries in it, or players at least who played for them for a little bit in there. Cool. Rashford,
nothing.
Crazy. I haven't seen Rashford on a pitch in months. So how was he? What position did he play? You said he did good. What?
So he was playing as a 9, but he was drifting out. Well, to be fair, he was drifting out to the left and to the right. But he looked sharp. He won his aerial duels. His passing, his touch was good. He beat his man a fair few times. He should have had a penalty. I think it was a penalty. It might have been outside. I'm not quite sure. Where he nutmegged. He nutmegged Pedro Porro, and then he just came and kicked him after the ball was long gone. There was one opportunity where Who was it? It was Rodgers. Rodgers shot when he should have pulled it back to Rashford, and I think Rashford scores. But he worked hard. He got back and helped defensively. He beat his man when he was 1v1. He had an opportunity to score. Like, he did a good run, but Archie Gray tackled him. But yeah, he looked bright. He looked good. He looked good.
Sounds like he did all the things that he refused to do at Man United last year and a half.
Fair enough.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because the truth is somewhere in the middle. I do feel like there's been a hatchet job and a call from upstairs to get
1,000%.
him out because
1,000%.
of his wages.
1,000%.
But at the same time, he hasn't done himself any favors when he has played. Like, he's made it very hard to defend him. Yeah, and to not back the decision to leave him out, because he does look like he's not trying a lot of the time. And this is like, I've always been a big Rashford fan, as you lot know, but I did want him at Arsenal, but I didn't, because the way I saw it is, if you're not going to try for your own team, what are you going to do elsewhere? And he looked like he tried today, but we've seen that with a sub appearance on. Look, everyone thought, see, United weren't the problem when Jadon Sancho came and had a good half an hour.
It's about the consistency, isn't it? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That hate might carry you for the first couple games. Like, I'm going to show it to everybody.
Yeah.
Then you're back into the same rigmarole. Like, you're training, you got to show yourself to the manager. So we'll see with Rashford. Like,
someone says something you don't like, the manager has a go at you for a miss or a pass. The fans say something you don't like, you might just
you're done with them, right? But I think if there's any team, I think we said, to get the best out of him, it's this Villa team. Like, it's quite literally built for the things that he's strong at. So for me, all goes well. He scores like 8 to 10 goals. Maybe has a big game in the Champions League, which puts him back on the radar in Europe. And then actually, when Villa are looking to cash in on the 40 mil agreement, other teams are coming in saying, actually, we want you to join us instead. And then he actually has opportunity to play at the top level again and back for England. So I wish him the best, man. I don't think if you asked like a couple of years ago after he scored 30 plus that, where would Rashford be? This is what we would have imagined. But yeah, hopefully he can turn it around. He can do well.
Time will tell.
Exactly. Cool. Let's talk about a team that also played in the FA Cup this Friday. Took a late winner from Harry Maguire to get through against Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester. Talk to me about the performances. Talk to me about where you're at with this team, this manager. And I would also like to get your thoughts as well afterwards.
That was
happy to give them.
What did you say?
I'm more than happy to give them.
Okay, cool. Carl, go
on. As the Brits will say, that was a very drab performance. It was very, very dull. Very little spark. Very little creativity. And this game, I was like, okay, cool. I'm not just gonna go through the emotions of the game. I'm actually gonna watch the game and just pick up on things that I noticed in comparison to other teams. So some of the notes I had was, we actually have 5 defenders. Like when we have the ball and when we don't have the ball, there's actually a back 5. And I don't think I've seen that apart from like
that's like a flat back 5, yeah.
Flat 5, yeah. Unless I only see that like this is Stoke at the Etihad and they're gonna lose 7-0 anyway. Like Stoke against Peak, Sane, De Bruyne, Aguero, Sterling. But that's us, yeah, at home against Leicester. 5 at the back. Everything we do is slow. So let's say we try to clear the ball, it's going out for a throw-on. We take 30 seconds to do a throw-on. Other teams have way more intensity, get the ball, quickly throw, and try to kind of catch the other team napping. When we have the ball, too many people are back. Like, we don't have any real outlet. So that's why we kind of struggle with Højlund, because yes, he loses the ball, he's terrible, but he's like effectively like the only outlet ball. Our midfielders are too deep, our wing backs are too deep, everybody's just too deep. Like, everybody's just in our own third. So how are we meant to play out when we're in our own third? Also, we have no clear passing lanes to anybody. Like, our midfielders don't really like Bruno and Ugarte don't really show for the ball. And on the ball, they are not good. They are very, very poor on the ball. Our defenders, we only have two defenders that can kind of pass out from the back consistently. Well, Martinez is great at it. Yoro's competent so far. Mazzara's good at dribbling, but Maguire and others, very, very ponderous. And then we don't create any sort of threat because we struggle to actually get the ball up the pitch in the first place. and we rely on, Ahmad, could you take on 3 players and put some of them, or Bruno, could you play a perfect pass through 4 players? And it's just a really, really drab way of playing football. It's boring. This not probably. This is the worst type of football I've seen at Man United ever. And I never thought anything could beat ETH. At least with ETH, there was some form of attackers on the pitch, and people actually high up the pitch to attempt to do something. And I say what you want about ETH. Hoyland was much better under ETH, and I think he stinks. So I think that's saying something. We having also Amarin's decision to take off Dogu. I thought it was a pretty decent showing. He actually showed some impetus. Like anything we're gonna do was gonna be on that right hand side. Right. He looked to link up. He looked to link up with Ahmad and dribbles. Some touches were a bit heavy, but there was at least something about him. Okay, cool. We got somebody with some speed that's gonna actually try to drive forward and put crosses in the box. Obviously, the first half's not going good, so he hooks him. So bring Garnacho. Okay, cool. If you want to bring on an attacker, that makes sense. But don't take off the attacking fullback because you're effectively replacing the same amount of attackers. Especially this Mano playing 10 looks like a lost soul. Bro's out there like looking like, do you know them? Do you know when you just see like a homeless person on the street? You just feel so sorry for them. Like, bro's just walking around the station.
But your fans was gassing up his performance in the 10 against whatever team that was you played in the Europa League.
Yeah, we played I think it's Style Brookhurst, and he was our best player. He was really good, but our fans think that if you can dribble, that means you could play 10. And I don't know about these lot, but when we grew up here, the 10 was like the most coveted position. Like the attacking third is the hardest place to find space and to do things. You have less time, you have less room to maneuver. It's difficult. So only the best players and people adapt at that play in that position because they know how to find space. And also, you're gonna have to be creative. You're gonna have to be a goal threat or a combination of the two. Mano's not a creative player. Neither is a goal threat. This is not like you're putting Aaron Ramsey.
What exactly is he? Because I'm really struggling to understand all the ratings this you get. Because no one seems to know what he is or what he does. What is he? What does he do?
I think that's because of how he's been used this season. I think what he's good at in midfield is picking the ball up and driving forward. That's his best attribute. He also bails us out when we're trying to progress because he could take touches entire areas, go into areas that nobody wants to get into, get out of those areas, and then play decent passes forward. And he's more of like a box to box. That is what Mano is, and he's actually quite good in these duels when the ball is in his vicinity. If it's time for him to duck somebody down, it gets a bit sticky. That's when
I can be a good box to box, and he can't run.
He can run. Just what direction? Word to them, man. No, he's not. The people make up. I think people over exaggerate his ability to run. I think they.
Bro, he cannot run. Like we've all watched.
He can run, bro. He can run, bro. He's
relative to what? Yankee. Relative to us or relative to the players that he's playing against?
I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that question. But yeah, I don't think you could put players that are not natural attackers or natural creators in that position because they can retain the ball. It doesn't make sense. And as good as Mano's got as good of a touch as anybody in entire areas in the league. But it's more than being able to control the ball in the half spaces.
You have to be seeing pictures before that picture.
Yeah. Do you get it? Yeah. Like, I don't know. People think that these 10s were doing things it was easy. No, it's not easy. It's very difficult to play in that area. So yeah, man, it's just long story short, this is barbaric what we're witnessing. I'm not gonna lie, it's barbaric. And my final comment here, in the space of 15 seconds, I saw Hoyland take 2 of the worst touches I've seen in a year. In a year,
he's not very good.
Boing. Like, nobody does that in pro football. You see that a touch that bad like once, like every 3 match weeks across all games, and he's doing it once a game.
Same with any sort of intent, and he can't gather it and then play ever. Cool. So just last one before I come across to you, Ant. Obviously, the players are one thing, the manager. What is your split in regards to the root of the issues you're watching? What's the quality of players to management tactical split?
It depends on what question you're asking. If you're asking us in comparison to the whole league and where we want to be, it is quite heavily on the players because our players are nowhere. Like look at the Villa players today. They are Rodgers, Ramsey, Rashford, who came from us. Tielemans, I don't think Tielemans played today, but he won.
He did. Tielemans did play today.
Yeah. Watkins is another. Onana plays for us. Liam Bailey. everybody in the chat are angry with me for saying I'll take Leon Bailey on loan. Leon Bailey plays for us. Luke Digne plays for us. Conte plays for us. Their keeper's better than us. They got the manager's probably better than us. So they got better players better than us. Yes, but what we're seeing right now, I think it's 70%. Right now, I think it's 70% the manager. This one's 70% the manager. Let's go through the things he's doing. Yeah. Allegedly, according to everybody, this guy's wing backs were attacking players. They're like wingers. He's removed that. So we're playing 5 defenders at the back. And our defense is probably our weakest unit in the team. So we're maximizing our weakest unit. But we're not actually stopping goals and chances. So
we're not getting the benefit. Yeah,
we're not getting the benefit. We're not getting the benefit of that. We've ostracized one of our best players. Bruno Fernandes is a 10 that struggles to play 10, is now playing in midfield. We've got a midfielder now playing in the 10 position. We've played these 2 wing backs that can't attack, and it's been obvious since the first game they did it, and he's persisted with that. And then now you keep trying to play Højlund, who can't play. Højlund can't play. Højlund can't play. And now your joker card is when things are going wrong is let's move Ahmad from 10 to wing back. So that just means you play another whack attacker in that position instead. So I think he's making so many different mistakes, and the approach to football is really, really poor and really, really negative. So yeah, I think at the moment I'm giving 70% Amran. I just don't know why he just became a pussy overnight. Cool. I don't know what passion it was that got to him. I don't know which one of them it was, but yeah, I'm sick of these managers coming in, talking a big talk, get a couple bad results, and then they start to go into survival mode. I don't respect it.
Agreed. I'll come across to you, and obviously you're watching. I don't go as far as calling you objective, but you're a football man. What are you seeing when you watch?
Wait. Why wouldn't you call me objective?
Because you're Manchester United is a rival of your team, so of course
ain't my rival. Why would you be my rival?
You win something first, man.
I got a rivals down there.
Yeah. Talk to me. What are you seeing? What have you seen? I don't know how much of the games you've watched, but how are you seeing things from your perspective?
So yeah, I watched some of the game on Friday. Yeah, I think the manager's getting away with absolute murder, if I'm entirely honest with you. At United, I think he's used the Rashford situation to his advantage, and he's helped him cover his tracks and hide just how badly he's doing as a manager. But I think he's been a truly shambolic appointment, and I don't expect it to get any better under him. I don't see anything in how he plays the game of football that makes me think this guy has the abilities to overhaul a Liverpool and Arsenal, become better than a Man City, become better than a Chelsea, become better than a Aston Villa, become better than Newcastle, become better than Bournemouth. Like, oh my days, Rafinha just scored a worldie. There are a lot of hurdles.
Yeah, I just saw it too.
Yeah, there are a lot of hurdles that this manager has to overcome in this league, and he doesn't have the opportunity to do it as he goes because everybody's progressing. So I just don't see how he gets what he has that says he can do better than all of these teams. I just don't see it.
I hear you.
And I don't, outside of hope, I don't know what it is anybody could see that would make them think he can. I don't quite get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's shown anything
on the pitch. Yeah,
I don't think you can look at his performances have like say you are projecting good to come from it. I think it's just copium or hope. And I think
he's been in charge for 14 games, right?
Yeah.
So in those 14 games in charge, you've been the 14th best side in the league. Played 14, won 5, drawn 2, lost 7. 19 goals scored, 22.
We lost 7.
Yeah, because he's already lost 6. He's already lost 6 games at home.
We've lost 6 at home. To be fair, we lose every home game, to be honest. So.
Yeah, we lost 6 at home already because he was the quickest manager to 5 home losses in our history. So I think
he's won 6 of his last 8 games, all comps, but I think there's some fluff.
Yeah, the Europa League and the FA Cup. So look, his first game you drew with Ipswich. You then beat Everton 4-0. You then lost 2-0 to Arsenal, 3-2 to Forest, beat City 2-1, lost 3-0 to Bournemouth, 2-0 to Wolves, 2-0 to Newcastle, drew 2-2 with Liverpool, beat Southampton 3-1, lost 3-1 to Brighton and then beat Fulham 1-0.
Do you know what, Ant? Yeah.
One,
Do you know the thing is, I think the first few results, yeah, they'll actually good performances in there.
12 games.
Yeah. So like the loss to Bournemouth was one of the weirdest games because we actually popped them, but we like effectively threw the ball into our net a couple times. And then even the Forest game, we outplayed Forest, but it was again a 9 through the ball to his net. So that I think maybe that's the reason why we were like, okay, cool, these men are a bit shit, but obviously we got the City victory, and then we're like, all right, cool, we back up, yeah. But it was the Newcastle game for me.
That was pathetic.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
And there was another game around the Newcastle game that really made me sick.
It was not too long. It might have been before the Newcastle game, just before it. Hold on, let me go. I
think I just read it out. I can't remember.
Yeah, but it was a loss. Was it Wolves?
Yeah, Wolves and Newcastle were bad. That was dire.
Yeah, that was back to back. Yeah, that was back to back. The Wolves 2-0 loss. We had nothing in the Newcastle game.
Newcastle was like that's the worst.
6 defeats, 2 draws, and 4 league wins is what he's served up.
Yeah, it's damning. Bad players or not, I think we weren't necessarily expecting for him to set the world alight. But for me, when you're calling out the players, I should be seeing that, hold on, I can see exactly what you're trying to do. And the minute we help you get more quality on the pitch, that will translate into better results. To Disu's point, he's so far, just the decision-making he's making at present is so far away from that you're hoping that he gets better players and then he also improves as a coach. Because when I was watching things before he came and before he was linked, and I've said it on a couple of episodes of Mugger, the gist was he plays a very attacking and aggressive style in Portugal. And the main reason he's able to play that style is because how much better Sporting's players are than most of the other teams they face. And how is that going to translate when he comes to a league where the talent level is a bit more, there's a lot more parity. So you're asking
and you know what you have to remember as well, like it's all well and good saying the team needs better players, but not only have you got to get better players than you've already got, you got to get better players than who everybody else has as well. So it's all well and good making those marginal upgrades on your players, but if your players are so bad and everyone else's players are already better than yours, what difference is it going to make?
Right. You makes you better than where you were, but it doesn't take you to where you want to get to.
Yeah, and at the same time, you're signing players. Remember, everybody else is signing players as well.
Yeah, and the bar is higher, right? So what Arsenal needs to, Arsenal already an 80-point plus team, and they're trying to improve on an 80-point plus squad. So the players they're getting are getting them closer to 90 points, or should be getting them closer to 90 points.
Right.
You're trying to get players to help you get 40 points by Feb. So
yeah, I just don't see it with this guy. I mean, look. Stranger things have happened, but I think he's too wedded to a particular style, and I don't think that works in this league. If you look at all the teams that are not so much tearing up the league, but Arne Slot, he could do a horses for courses thing, right? So Liverpool have got a way of playing, but he doesn't mind the change to suit a situation.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, 1 week will be one way, another week another way. The Newcastle that beat us up in midweek was not the same Newcastle that beat you lot up when they beat you lot up. Do you get what I'm saying? So everybody changes stuff. Yeah, he's still trying to persist with a system that clearly doesn't work.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry if I can't have much faith in United recruitment. If you look at who they brought in, even in the last summer. De Ligt isn't better than Maguire. Euro doesn't look very good at all. I'm going to be real. I know he's young, but so is that centre back at Bournemouth, and he looks night and day ahead of him.
Hey, chill out my young boy, man.
I ain't seen nothing impressive in that.
I don't like we talk about my young boy. I just ignore it though.
And he's a damn liar as well, man. He's talking like he was watching Rio Ferdinand playing. Bloody liar. Where was you watching Rio Ferdinand? Flipping liar. Yogurt's rubbish. Zerchi's rubbish. I just don't see it. I don't know who they're gonna identify, who's gonna go there, like what is gonna be better for Manchester United. I just don't get it. And I hope nothing does get better for them. I hope this decline lasts a lifetime and they continue to be shit. I really hope
you'll be in the wreckage with us, brother. So don't worry about that.
Well, I ain't in the wreckage with you, bro. I'm on the raft with Jack and Rose, bro. You lot.
No, bro. All you lot do is leave it. That's funny. That's funny.
Rose didn't even have no space for Jack. What are you talking about?
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not. Jack's a pussy. Rose is making space for me.
There was definitely space for two adults. There was definitely space for two adults on that ride.
Yeah, I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, it's true, bro. Rose, like, you can't provide for me when we get back.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know how he gets better.
That's a red card. How?
I don't know how this gets better, to be honest, Disu. And obviously we spent a lot of money bringing him in and etc. and getting rid of Erik ten Hag. What worlds? How bad does it get where they get to someone and say, "Yeah, he's got to go"?
If the performances like this keep up, then I will not begrudge them getting rid of him because we don't have time to waste, bro. If you're looking Hickey, go. Keep sacking them until we get a good one in. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
well, you said the Abramovich method, yeah,
bro.
Try to test it, bro. It worked.
It's the latest method, bro. What's the point of watching a guy that is stink for another 2-3 years just so I hope it blows? They ain't got time, mate. And with all these managers, they all get peas and they all stink. So each manager is taking 200 to 500 M's, yeah, dumping it down the river with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
nah, mate. So I'm not gonna lie, the lights on you still. I'm shining lights on him because I am never, ever, ever endorsing a flat back five. Even if we win, I'm not endorsing it. I'm not watching that. I'm only watching it because of Muga.
Say 5-2-3, yeah.
Not watching that. Nah, mate.
Sacking Jose Mourinho to find a Portuguese manager to play defensive football is crazy.
And the thing with Jose is, yeah.
Signed up for.
And the thing is, Jose wasn't even always defensive though. Jose was like attacking, but if we buck somebody good, he'll be defensive. Or when he's just beefing the club, he'll just randomly start being defensive.
Yeah.
But there was times where we were creating hella chances, like at home. Like obviously, then we had way better players, but still, yeah. So obviously, I think he does deserve. No, I'm not gonna say that. I need to see improvements before I say he deserves money in the summer because, this is not good for.
Yeah, fair. We'll watch events unfold. I want to talk about a story from the middle of the week. Get you guys' thoughts on it. Premier League says player celebrations could lead to punishment if they're deemed critical or mocking. So this is from Tony Scholes, Chief Football Officer of the Premier League. Some of the celebrations have been very funny and entertaining, but there's a line. Once it crosses over into mockery or criticism, then we would need to deal with it. It is not.
You know that Family Guy meme with black. Not okay. Black. That's the line, bro.
This is not lost on me that in the last few weeks we've seen Miles Lewis Skelly get in trouble for the celebration against City, and Dye got in trouble for Everton when he was doing the bird celebration. A celebration we've seen Jamie Vardy do multiple times over the years.
And then Sky Sports will do a highlight video of all his celebrations.
All his celebrations, wind up merchant, we love it. It's part of the game.
They was giving Neil Maupay, who scored like 1 goal in 500 seasons, his own fucking segment on the Premier League site for doing the same thing.
Yeah. So let's speak on it because I think it's part of not just a conversation about the celebrations, but part of a general conversation that Arsenal fans seem to bring up every few weeks based on not necessarily just in-game decisions, but decisions outside the game. So I open up the floor to you just because I think you've been discussing it quite a bit this week with the Arsenal fans, and obviously you as well. And
yeah, I think it's making me sick from top to bottom. So let's go through it from stage. What happened? Lewis Skelly scored a goal. I think it's his first ever goal for Arsenal to put Arsenal, I believe, 3-1 up, right? 3-1 up. Yeah. He scored a great goal for his first ever goal in the Premier League. He did a Haaland celebration, right? After Haaland literally told him in the reverse fixture, "Who are you?" Which, in my opinion, is absolutely hilarious and kind of
Haaland was on greens that first game. He was on.
Yeah, he was. He was on. Like everything Haaland did made me laugh, but I like the fact that Arsenal backed it up on the pitch. Gabriel said, "We'll see you at the Emirates." I even posted it in the chat just in case they lost, so I could spin the block on it, but it didn't quite go as planned.
And then Gabriel slapped his head. Absolutely.
Literally and metaphorically, yeah. Gabriel bullied him, yeah. And Skelly, so he gets his own back. You said who I am. 3-1. We beat you 5-1. That's who I am. I do a celebration. I think that's competitive spirit. That's like having that extra type of fire, which when it was Wayne Rooney, it was lauded. Wayne Rooney was headbutting people, getting sent off and stuff like that. And people weren't saying what kind of scolding him. They were more kind of, it's more of like, Rain, you got to understand how to channel this. It wasn't really criticism of him as a character. It was more kind of like, oh, he's a young player who'll learn from it. Lewis Skelly didn't endanger or hurt somebody or being petulant. He scored a great goal. He celebrated to mock Haaland, right? Now let's go back. Let's analyze what actually happened. When the first thing happened with Haaland, Neville and Carragher were giggling like teenagers, saying they love this. They love to see the feistiness, competitiveness back in football. And now when it's the Arsenal players doing it, to City players that they love and adore, it's out of line. Now I'm hearing all these types of criticisms about Lewis Skelly. Now Skelly can't respond to criticism from a former player or clap back in a competitive sport because Haaland is so accomplished. So now a fellow pro and competitor can't compete with Haaland because, what's the point of playing the games then? Since Haaland scored 300 goals, what's the point of Lewis Skelly even trying to tackle him? What kind of nonsense is that? And what really
the thing is, nobody said that about the Newcastle players. And Newcastle haven't won anything as a football club since 1955.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get to it because I think we know where it is, right? And
It's a black thing, and there's an uncharted hatred for Arsenal, and mainly because Arsenal are essentially seen as a black football club.
1000%. And a Southern London club represent London as well. So before I pass over to Ant, yeah, what really annoyed me about this week is seeing all the Carragher's, and lesser Carragher's, at least Carragher actually provides some form of value. But all of the older players like Jason Cundy, Souness, all these other ex-pros, yeah, what I want them to realize is that this sport is so popular. It brings in billions, billions and billions. And they are stealing a living because they provide no real insights, no comedic factor, no deep analysis, and not deep into the stats or anything. They just churning out old cliches over and over again, and they're getting paid for it. And as customers, we are being robbed. When we see that CBS show, is that Michael Richards was on British TV, and Kate Abdul was on British TV, Henri was on British TV, so is Carragher. It's the same British based characters, effectively. But because it's on CBS, it's a whole different product. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's thought-provoking. But these other men are lazy, whatless, prejudiced, and just thick. And it's so annoying. But because the sport is so big, they act like they've got this power and say, no, you're just old wash players. And because the establishment has always gone to the old players, you lot have a voice. They shouldn't be about. Why are we hearing from Jason Cundy? Big and serious.
What? You know the worst thing about Jason Cundy's comments is? Jason Cundy retired at like 30 with a knee injury. That's the worst thing. You're talking about someone should leave one on an 18-year-old kid. Your career was ended at 30 with a knee injury, and this is the kind of foolishness that you're saying.
It's just poor. It's like not thought-provoking, not interesting. Like, do you not like hard men, that people that fight back against or not? Like, make up your minds.
Not when they're black.
Depends who it is. Depends who it is, bro.
You know I know. You know I know. Because I see the flip-flopping all the time. And it just irritates me. Like, these men are here for no reason. They provide nothing. And only here because of the money. Even these journalists, we don't care what these men have to say about nothing. Just tell us, is Isak signing or not? That's what we want to know. Just kept saying, we don't give a shit about what they think about the game. We don't give a fuck.
Facts.
No, I hate it. And what's happened to Lewis Skelly, I think Lewis Skelly is kind of arrogant and cocky. And I think that's sick. Because he's Nang. He's a 17, 18-year-old that grown men can't barge off the ball. I ain't seen nobody barge Lewis Skelly off the ball yet.
If he wasn't I don't even like to use the word arrogant because arrogant makes it sound like a bad thing. But if he wasn't so confident, he wouldn't be able to play football the way
No, Anton. No, words have meaning. Arrogance is fine because they will say, another player, Maddison or Foden, they're playing with arrogance. So arrogance is good.
Yeah, but whilst I agree and you're right, all the words matter, right? They play with an arrogance. They don't say they are an arrogant
Yeah, because when arrogant
right.
is
you get what
conceited,
I'm saying?
self-important,
And that's the difference.
pompous.
It's like that's an attribute, but that's your character. They make it sound very different. So that's why I try and avoid using that word.
I agree.
If you remove that way of that from him, then you don't have an.
He wouldn't be out there at 17, 18 doing what he's doing against the one of the best teams in the country. It's
in a position he only started being trained to play in within the last year as well.
It's simple as that.
The guy is 17, 18, and he is stepping on that pitch. Like he's every time I watch him, he's like
not overawed or overwhelmed by nothing. Nothing and
every time I watch him, he's in the top 3 players on the pitch. And I'm watching to hate. I'm not going to cap to you. I am watching to hate because of Olo. Only because of Olo. I'm watching to hate. But
100 million player.
But the brother is cold. And he plays with that type of swag. And even when he came off against Spurs, I saw him chirping to the fans. I like that though.
Yeah. But do you know what? And this whole thing, young player. No, you're not talking about me like I shouldn't be here. I should be here. Like what people need to understand is you see to make it as a professional footballer in London. It's hard. There's a lot of good footballers in London. You could be a black youth from flipping, I don't know, one of Plymouth or something, and you're gonna be faster and stronger than everybody. You're gonna make it. Like you don't even have to be full black. You just like one drop left in it. And you'll be all right. In London, everybody can play ball, and you haven't come through at Charlton and got to move to Arsenal or AFC Wimbledon or QPR and been bought. You've been at Arsenal the whole way through, and you've broken into the first team ahead of man that are still. Arsenal got an academy player, Nathan Butler, who's a white player, who's 22, and just gets on the bench just to be on the bench.
Right.
Lewis Skelly and Wanyeri are like 4 or 5 years younger than my man, and they're first team players. Like what they've done to break through at Arsenal, and a good Arsenal side as well. Remember, they haven't broken into a bad team. They've broken into a really good team that are challenging for titles. There's not many players break into title challenging teams.
It's very rare.
Yeah. So, like, why wouldn't he know that he's that guy? He fucking is. Look where he is. Look what he's doing. How can he not be? Within the next 2 months, that's the England international.
Yeah.
I just don't. And the thing is, this what irritates me is this is not like if he said something after the game, it's a different thing because the game's done now. And he's chatting, he's running his mouth after the game. Even though I don't even mind that, I'll get onto why I don't mind afterwards. But this is during the game, and all these men played. When you play on a football pitch, whether it's power league, whether it's amateur, Saturday league, semi-pro, non-league, professional, people on the pitch, they're gonna argue, they're gonna trash talk, they're gonna be aggressive. You're gonna do something to somebody, you're gonna try to get them back. Like it's all part. It's competitive sports. And he's a professional as well. He's not a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid. He's a professional as well. So what he was doing was showing his level of competitiveness
with his peers. Yeah, with his peers. Like, forget what Haaland is his peer. He's not his superior. He's not in a different sport. He's his peer. We are both professional footballers in the same field. We play in the same league.
And I slapped your head.
In no competition this season that I'm not. We're levels. And
furthermore, if he was talking shit, why does everybody have to be respectful? It's football. Let there be different personalities. If it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, you lot will be having orgasms. If it was Zlatan.
He's a tiger. That's what Zlatan will tell us.
Bro, not everybody has to be the same. And this is what I mean about these men are stealing the livings. Because the Premier League, because we love football so much, the Premier League is so lit, there's so much money in it. So they don't have to tap into anything in terms of marketing and how to brand the products or get players to do, because it sells itself. You get what I'm saying? It's like oil, it sells itself. But let players have a bit of rivalry. We ain't seen that since the United Arsenal days. Let City and Arsenal generally have a dislike for each other and want to be extra physical and chat shit after the game and chat shit during the game. That's entertainment. That's a storyline. That's something to go into next season. And that's why we love sports, because of the storylines and the narratives. So Lewis Skelly, Gabriel, they've added an extra layer to that next time Arsenal and City play again. They may play in the Champions League. And that we box office. Do you get what I'm saying? Acting like Lewis Skelly is out here snatching babies or something. It's ridiculous. Assassinating the kid's character because he did a celebration when the same brother said, "Who are you?" to him 4 months ago. So
he got an opportunity to get his lick back, and he got his lick back. Simple as that, man.
Take it up with Pep.
Take it up with Pep is insane. Cool. I guess we will see what happens in regards to these new rules and laws that they're trying to bring in. But aside from him being a young black player,
separately,
go on.
That is actually kind of crazy. It's funny because they have something similar in NFL, and I think I understand it more in NFL because of the nature of the sport. So, like, if you're taunting an opponent, you get like a 15-yard penalty, which is very significant. But obviously, in the NFL, the sport is very violent. So, actually taunting somebody in that type of sport could lead to in 2 minutes, like you're in concussion protocol. So, I kind of understand it there. But I do think players should be allowed to mock other players. But we can't mock people anymore.
You'd be in jail if that shit was illegal.
I know. He's to fight against that, boy. But the only thing that I thought that went too far in that game was when Gabriel grabbed my man shorts for time to get his boots.
Yeah,
that was when Haaland should have slapped the shit out.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But outside of that, the shouting, the celebrating in front of him, Haaland would do the same.
I like the rivalry, though. I've
seen Haaland score a penalty. I run up to the goalkeeper and start shouting in his face.
Yeah, the brother was probably chatting shit, man.
And I don't think
this new celebration Haaland's got as well, where he doesn't celebrate.
Yeah,
it's another goal. Like I really, really don't mind it. Obviously, I think either of those teams are winning the league this season. But yeah, I don't mind it at all, man. Anyway, that's one to keep an eye on, and I think continue to do what we've always done, which is call out these biases as and when we see them happen. Let's go across to our awards. I'll let you use the whole breadth of the whole week. We had a few different competitions. Start with the Get Big Simon's Defensive Coach if he ain't managing award. So this is where you want to call out a manager for a positive or negative performance this week. Disu, I'll start with you.
I would like to call out Ange Postecoglou.
Okay.
I always win a trophy my second season. You better win that Europa League, my brother. You better win that Europa League, my brother. And I just think his teams are some of the dumbest football teams I've ever seen. And I think ever since that game against Chelsea when it went down to 9 men, which obviously wasn't his fault, it was his players' own stupidity. What he did afterwards, I think ever since then I have had literally no respect for him as a manager or a man. And I think, he's terrible. I think if Spurs have any sort of sense, they get rid of him.
Yeah, okay. And Get Big Simon's as defensive coach if you ain't managing. Manager of the week, positive or negative, who are you going with?
As you know, I'm always a beacon of positivity.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be giving a positive to my boy, Edward Howe.
I thought you jumped ship.
Never.
I'm going to have to do my research.
Never. All I said is that if Newcastle may need to change to get over the line to where they want to be, I don't think he's going to ever win a title or challenge for a title with them. But I've always rated Eddie Howe. So, yeah, he's doing really well. Second cup final with Newcastle.
Who they beat to get to the cup final?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. That was last week.
Okay, cool. Mine, I'll take another semi-final, another game where you could have got yourself in a position to win something small or big. Just didn't really show up again. So it's going to be interesting to see how this season is judged at this point, because I think the Prem is gone. And if you're putting, I think it's gone. You're putting all your chips in the Champions League.
Why do you think the Prem's gone?
Just don't think that you're going to be able to make up a 9-point difference on them. Yeah, I don't think so.
6-point difference.
All right, 6-point difference with them having a game in hand. Don't think it's going to happen. I think they'll drop points. I think you'll drop points. So I think it's gone personally. They look good value for it at the minute. Something would have to happen.
Their form's exactly the same as ours over the last 15 games. Why do they look like such good value?
They've accrued more points in less games. They've scored more goals. They've conceded less goals.
Over the last 15 games.
That's fine. That's the metric you want to use. That's not the metric I want to use.
That's very stern. Fucking hell, mate. Let's have a conversation.
Wait. Why did you let it be
conversation?
Listen, I'm in the amp chat. I see you going.
Hell, bro. This better.
No, but do it is, yeah, because Ant's been running around like Puck because he's been slapping Bean's head for last.
Yeah, he's slapping Dad. He's got them Chelsea brothers on the fucking rope, bro.
I've got that man on fucking toast, mate. Yeah.
With every game they don't win and they look shit.
Oh, man.
Listen, hey, Chelsea are giving me bad joy this season as well.
Yeah,
but I'm going to get to them bozos in a second. But I'm just saying, yeah, the last 14 Premier League games, yeah, Arsenal played 14, won 9, drawn 5, lost none. Yeah, 32 goals, scored 11, conceded. Liverpool played 13, won 9, drawn 4, lost none. Yeah, so they got that game in hand. Their game away to Everton was called off. Scored 37, conceded 15. We're very similar.
You are, but you're having to make up a gap, so you're not on the same.
We are, but they got to go City, they got to go Chelsea, they got to go Villa, they got to go Everton.
Everton, Everton. Just
no. It's boys.
He's lost to my boy Antonio Raiola, man. I think they'll be fine against Everton. I just don't think that you will make up the gap. That's it. I think that the gap they've got will be enough to see them off for the rest of the season.
When's Saka back?
Boy, I see something today say first week.
Nah, you put in the bro's hamstring is hanging off the bone. Man's asking when Saka's
back. We
don't
know if that was true though. We just know that was said. We know Arteta likes to play mind games when it comes to injury. For all we know, Saka might have only ever had a 6-week injury and they lied. We don't know.
We don't. That's what we want it to be, right? We want it to.
But Arteta is a mind games man. For all we know, it could have just been a 6 to 8 week injury, and they just gassed it up. There's a reason Arsenal didn't go for no one in the January window.
Being a mind game man with like one FA Cup is crazy.
You say that. But what Premier League managers? What current Premier League managers have won more than that?
A good question.
Pep, that's it.
Pep, obviously Pep.
Right.
But Arsenal ain't one. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, of all the managers in the Premier League right now, outside of Pep, Arteta's the only one that's won anything here, I'm sure. Arteta has been in...
Moises.
What's Moyes won? Oh, the Europa Conference. Yeah. I give that.
I think that's fine. I think we'll see.
Even down to like Arteta's has been managing in this league for as long as anybody else. I think only Pep's been here longer.
Yeah. He must be like one of the longest tenured managers in the league, if not the second longest.
Right.
Everybody's been sacked.
Like our performances, like last 2 years, like obviously we haven't toppled City, but I think Arteta's. I don't think you could turn around and say, "Oh, he can't be doing this because he hasn't won that." All of this has to win a cup thing. You cannot convince
No. What you're saying is valid, but what I said it was just entertainment.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But we'll see. Well, Saka may come back, but they got Salah. You know,
Salah's form has to drop a point.
How was Salah today? Oh, we got today against Plymouth. Daniels. Yeah, go on to that again, Ant.
How was Salah today against Plymouth?
Not good, but he showed me what he's doing in the Premier League, man. It's speaking.
What did he play?
Yeah,
no, he didn't play. He didn't play.
He didn't. Oh, was that thing made up?
That thing was a lie. Yeah, I'm just looking.
Oh my God! Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, because I went to go check. So I was about to.
They lied. Why did they lie?
And I went to go check because I was about to run amok in these streets, bro.
Chiesa, Diaz, and Jota played, and then Nunes. And some fake.
Yeah, that's why I posted that. That's why I posted K's stats because I looked at it. I was like, "Damn, 10 dribbles, 1 completed. I've never seen that before in my life."
Damn. Yeah, I guess the injury finished him. He was really good before that. I really liked him.
Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah, we'll see. Good to see you still have some faith. Are you saying you think you're going to win it, or are you just saying you don't think it's over?
I don't think it's over. I can't say for certain. I think we have an opportunity to win it, and I think that we should put up a good fight.
Okay. How do you define a good fight? How many points between the winner and second?
I'll be very disappointed if the gap is more than 2 points.
Okay.
I don't want a gap at all, but if there is a gap, it shouldn't be more than 2 points.
Okay, calm. We'll watch it. I respect that. This is not a position of advantage that you're talking your stuff from. So yeah, I respect that.
I mean, we've done the whole being in fronting, and we got ducked down. So let's see if we can be the ones to do the chasing.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Cool. Next one is it's not double denim. The moment that had you rattled this week. I'll start with you, and what moment had you rattled this week?
11:59 on the 3rd of February, when there was nobody coming through the door at the Emirates.
What time did you officially believe that nothing was happening?
When David Ornstein announced it like 2 days prior, and he said he doesn't expect Arsenal to be doing anything, I said, okay, cool.
Fair enough. Cool. This it's not double denim. What moment had you rattled this week?
When one minute I saw, okay, cool, we're trying to get the Mateus Tell. Then I heard it's off. Then I heard these guys Spurs, and then then I see this. Then I hear the statement. It's the statement: Man United are calm on the situation. What the fuck you mean you're calm? We are 14th. All we've got is shit players, left, right, center, up and down, and you're calm that you're not bringing anyone, especially after you're letting Rashford go. So you're letting one body go out that should have been playing and contributing, and you're bringing nobody in. So that rattled me because that meant that crystallized that it's these players for the rest of the season. It's Garnacho, Højlund, Xerxes, Omar for the rest of the season in attack.
I don't know if it was this week, but Rashford's photos for Villa, those rattled the hell out of me, bro. Bro looks rough, man. My words.
He looked a bit more clean today still.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I was rough. I'm saying seen on the pitch for a minute, right? So I was as stunned as the rest of you. Next one is the no agenda of the week. Disu, what's your agenda this week?
Obviously the Odegaard one that's been paying great dividends. I might buy a condo out in Malibu for that. But I think I'm gonna add Amarim to the docket.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got an Amarim agenda as well now, yeah?
Yeah, we actually scammed the offside goal to escape flipping extra time on Friday. That performance was so disgusting, man. Disgusting performance.
Yeah.
They said Harry Winks didn't want to play extra time, so he just gave you the ball to score.
Oh man, he's been everywhere, that guy.
Hey, Barcelona, are winning 4-1 now, right?
Yeah.
If I tell you Barcelona's last 6 or 7 results, and I went to their game last Sunday, and they had the nerve to win 1-0.
I thought they scored 7. They had like the 5-4 with they had the 5-4 with Benfica. They've been bagging in goals.
Bro, listen to their results as of late. Yeah, 5-1 they beat Mallorca. 2-2 with Betis. Oh, they lost 1-0 to Ligue. Let's start somewhere. 7-1 they beat Valencia. Then they beat Alaves 1-0. Now they're beating Sevilla 4-1.
Yeah, and they beat Valencia 5-0 the other day as well. So
yeah, they had a 5. Did they have a 5-4 game against Benfica the other day?
Yeah, they've been about 50-something goals in the last 7 games, and when I travel myself to Spain, they want to win 1-0.
How was the game? How was Lamine live?
Oh my days, that kid is different.
Did you see what they said?
I didn't even tell you what I did I? Watch this.
No.
Yeah. Good story for you. So obviously, me and Teddy, I booked the hotel right next to the new camp. I'm like, this is dope. Like, we're like 5 minutes from the ground, 5-minute walk, whatever. So I've said to my son, it's his birthday, innit? I said, we can go to the ground early, and maybe you can like try to get a picture with the Lamine coming in because that's your favorite player. Or, like when they're warming up and they'll go over to the fans and that. So I'm like, we'll go early. So he's like, yeah, that's great, Dad, cool. We've gone, I bought him a new shirt. We'll buy the ground now. And I'm like, the game kicks off at 2. It's like 12 o'clock. And in my head, I'm like, it doesn't seem like there's 100,000 people going to be in this area in 2 hours. Like, it's very quiet. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So, like, it's gone, like, we're in the Barcelona club shop. We're looking around and that, and something's just nagging at me. It's just like, nah, man. There's not enough people here. This don't make sense. So I'm going to the guy at the stadium, the museum tour thing, and I was like, why is it so quiet here? Like, what's going on with the game? He said, "Oh, we're not playing at the new camp at the minute. We're playing at the Olympic Stadium across the city." I said, "Oh my gosh." I said, "How long does it take to get there?" He's like, 45 minutes. I've had to grab my son. We've had to walk up some mad hill, go into the flipping subway to get the metro. Can't pay contactless for nothing in there. So I've had to lift him over the back. I'm bunking training.
Barcelona. It's just like London. I said, this is just like London. I'm scared.
I've had to lift him over the barrier, step over the thing. I'm middle-aged now, innit? So the hamstrings ain't what they were. So it took a lot of effort for me to get over the barrier. It was low, but I knew it wasn't as low as it looked. So I had to be very careful. Lucky there's Wi-Fi down there, so I've had to go online and buy a ticket. If anyone doubts this, I did buy a ticket. I can prove it. I got an email to say I had the thing. Travel across the city and walk to the stadium. We got there just in time for kickoff. But if we hadn't left early, which is very rare,
yeah, you would have got there like half
I'm sure you don't know. Yeah, I would have got there at half time.
Crazy.
But I should have known when my hotel was so cheap and so close to the stadium.
When did they start playing at this Olympic Stadium and for how long?
I have no clue, bro.
I didn't notice, bro. I did not notice.
Me neither.
And I watched Barca's games, man. All right, cool.
Your mouth's crazy, man.
Oh my days, too sick. He's unreal. Best player in the world. I'm sorry. I can't see how you can think anybody that you're watching play ball right now is better than him.
No, it's impossible.
I just don't get it.
So question then, Ant. Who's the last 17, 18-year-old that had you off your feet in this manner the same way Lamine does?
Messi. And prior to that, Wayne Rooney.
Fair.
Yes, for me, Wazza.
Those are the only ones.
Wazza.
I never got it when it was Ansu Fati and all that. I didn't see what people was.
They were good, but they weren't this.
Yeah. Lamine's different.
Yeah, definitely Rooney, Messi, and not quite the same, but Mbappe. I was like, yo.
Mbappe as well, and Michael Owen. You might not remember or see.
I remember the hindsight, like, because obviously when you're really good, you play for the country from young, right? They had this guy like tipped from when he was like 12. Like, this Michael Owen guy's coming through. He's gonna change the game. He's too fast for his own good, man. He was too fast for his own good, right? And then obviously,
white man not meant to be that fast. All white men,
it always ends early. So Haaland, you can't your days,
if we had technology at the level where we have now, we really didn't get to witness what Neymar was on in Brazil, because from the comps and clips I've seen, like the tricks and stuff that he was doing at 18 didn't make sense. I don't quite know how old Neymar is when he's at Santos, but I still will watch some of it on YouTube up to now. But yeah, Neymar was crazy.
16, 17, he would have been back then. I remember I had them on like an Akka back in the day to win like 5 bags. And it was a game.
You were dedicated because this wasn't online betting. This is going in the bookies to flip.
No, it was online betting. How do you think that? Imagine going to fucking local William Hill, yeah? Imagine going to a local William Hill. How the fuck would I even know who Santos are playing?
You must have been in that bookies at a crazy time.
Hey, speaking of, let me expose him, yeah? No. Hey, these guys, our chat will get. So I remember Lewis was better than like Lithuanian volleyball and shit. Lewis was better than anything
that moved. He had a taste in it. Yeah, I hear it, man. It gets like that.
Hey, if Lewis tells me to oh my days, that term was crazy. If Lewis called me right now and said bet on the Lithuanian 4th division, this team's gonna score, both teams are gonna score, I'll do the bet.
Yeah, Lewis is on point with it still. I gotta lie.
Lewis' betting's crazy.
Yeah. What was your agenda of the week, Anne?
What was my agenda of the week? Ife Middleton is my agenda this week.
I'm chat. It is fucking hilarious.
Ife Middleton and Moses or Moyes, whatever you call him, Caicedo. They are, in fact, they are my agenda for the quarter. Forget the week.
Bro, I mean, the thing is,
You're all fucking disgusting. Stats from God knows where, conversations from whatever year. Everyone talking like they're
Morayo, when I'm bored, when I'm bored, if I see like a stat, that relates to that combo, I just dash it in the chat and I just watch it. Just
No. You're not being honest. If you see a stat that relates to that combo that does not favor Declan Rice, you'll throw it in. If it favors Declan, you ain't saying shit.
That's a god of them. And the thing is, even some of these stats, I don't even care about them, but I know it's gonna get me going.
Like the most progression, and it was just like defenders. Well, fucking defenders.
Brother, that was nasty work.
If I put it in the chat, say a couple lines, and pops up, come back in 15 minutes. It's a masterpiece. It's a fucking masterpiece.
Man are posting charts that have got Taylor Harwood Bells in the top 5. Can you get the heck out?
I don't even know who that is.
I was like, this stat.
Roy Keane's daughter's boyfriend is who he is. That's all I know about him.
Yeah, that's him. I think he usually played for Southampton, but I can't remember.
Yeah. He does that in Roy Keane's daughter.
I'll come into the chat, show us your pen. I'd be like, because Cancelo just slipped there. Cancelo should have been sent off. Cancelo just gave the ball away. It's literally like teletext, of all Cancelo's actions, only negative ones, though.
Yeah, when you just started good, silent or silenced. It's crazy. Even Shem's heart ain't in it no more. Maresca's lost Shem. That's the thing. Shem's heart ain't in it no more. I mean to try like preempt the banter. Nah, bro, I'm getting these shots off. You coming in here and saying, "Oh, we look bad." That ain't stopping me getting my shots off, bro.
Shem was trying to insult my intelligence for daring to suggest that Maresca weren't doing no better than Pochettino. Well, let's look now. What do we have here?
Let's see how that goes. It's a damning indictment. I don't have any agendas at the minute, man. To be honest with you, I think how shit this team is taking all my joy, man. Like every game is a fucking effort, man. Like you're
can I take an agenda on your behalf?
Sure, brother.
Today I was just chilling. Sunday, preparing to go to my nephew's birthday party. Open Twitter, and literally the first thing I see, throwback, 2016 West Ham versus Middlesbrough. Dimitri Payet, brilliant goal. And I remembered that fucking prick Jadon Sancho said that he's a better dribbler than Dimitri Payet, and my body just was in, bro, rage. That brother,
that's my agenda. Jadon Sancho. You think I've had one? I've never had one, but I've got one now. Brother's already in the mud. Now they're doing his face superimposed with who's that guy from Kennington? Yeah,
they're taking a piss with that.
Bro, he ducks out challenges.
Yeah,
like, bro, do you know what? Ducking out challenges on a Saturday when you're normal working man is one thing. When you literally get paid to play football, that is literally your job. Yeah,
it's scandalous.
Ducking out challenges is unforgivable. And it's not even like you're like a complete madman going forward. Anyway, like you're like if I don't know, I'm trying to think. If Palmer was ducking out challenges, you'd be like, okay, cool. Or if it was like Haaland, maybe not Haaland because he's a big player, but you know what I mean? Like the players who are producing, Isak, okay, cool. These players that are producing Odegaard last year, for example, the players that are doing stuff, Saka, so on and so forth, cool. You are not doing anything. You are not doing it, just doing bare shimmies. He was so like blasé and dismissive about all those players that he's a better dribbler than. And I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't a single player in that list he was a better dribbler than. Not a single one. But I don't know what it was.
What did they say? Balassi?
It was Saint Maximan, and I was like, what? I was already offended. But when I don't know what it was about Payet, I hit the roof at Payet. I hit the roof. I said,
that's your boy, man.
Nah.
That's one of your boys.
I might have to make a comp about Payet just to let people know. Like his debut against Arsenal, I've never seen somebody spin so many people, and I was instantly a fan. Instantly.
I remember that game. They beat you lot, innit?
I think they won 1-0 or something. Yeah, at the Emirates.
And they brought that kid on, that 16-year-old that went on to do.
That's meant to be the next guy. But it's actually Declan Rice that was the next guy, which is mad.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
ESR underrated player of the week. I know I have talent. What player are you bringing this to?
Neymar Jr. We back. We fucking back.
Did you see the total score they posted for him today, bro?
Did you play today?
Yeah.
Okay, I must retract that. Let me go check the score.
Go check Reeves' Twitter. My underrated player of the week. I can't think of one at the minute. And have you got anyone?
Say that last bit again, sir.
It's the underrated player of the week.
Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, okay.
I'm getting my stocks in early.
Oh my god, Neymar.
Everything onto black. I hear you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Either you're a genius or you're another one who got done in by the Ponzi scheme. It's a win-win regardless. There's no.
Oh, man, okay. Let me remove Neymar and after that performance allegedly from the stats, but Morgan Rogers, because certain light-skinned people from South London that sound like Idris Elba that have random agendas, very very specific. You catch it.
Yeah,
likened Morgan Rogers to Scott McTominay.
And I think you should bring up Scott McTominay. He scored today.
Because he scored today. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Wait.
I forgot he scored today after you said it. Shit. But yeah, I like Rogers. I think he's cold. I think he's cold. I feel like Anton's a bit harsh on the mixed race players.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to make them tougher. If it's one of us being hard on us, it's good. Get me? Want one of them to rise.
They can't be too tough. They end up like Mings, just very angry. Like calm down, brother.
I hate my dad. Right, cool. Let's finish up with some listeners. Questions. First one is from OJ_216. Why has Ange persisted with Son on the left wing? He looks completely cooked out there, but Ange is just watching him drown each game. Legacy.
I have absolutely no idea why Ange hasn't thought, okay, this is one of the best finishers we've seen at any level, playing close to goal. Now that he hasn't got the same explosiveness, he was never really a touchline winger anyway, really and truly. So he was more of like an inside forward. So I don't understand why Ange is doing it. Or I do, because Ange is stupid. So yeah, I think Son could prolong his career if he played centrally.
You think so?
100%. He's still sharp enough, and he can hit with both feet. And he's a smart player. He can still buy a yard as well. He can still generate a yard to get his shots off. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. Next one's Miraculous Murray. No questions for me this evening, but a simple request for a ranting segment about Football Manager, Sports Interactive, or whoever the hell is responsible for this mess. P.S. Is this a golden opportunity to realign the future release of Football Managers? Oh, because they're redoing the database, right? And basically, it's not happening. It's not going to get done in time for the game to come out this year. Fucked it, really. I said I'm going to play it one more time. I haven't played it in like 5, 6, 7 years now. It's too addictive.
We've got to get a Touchline Fracas one.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Stop being negative.
No, every time we try and start it, people are legitimately too busy. It's literally people are too busy. I'd love to do one, but people are genuinely too busy. Next one is from Anyaneem49524. If Arteta played the same free flow football today like he did in 22-23 with the same set of players he has now, would Arsenal be in the same position now?
I'm not sure if they could play Oh, that's a good question. Because I'm trying to think about the team. I think Zinchenko gave them something going. Actually, Timber can give maybe not similar, but Timber's pretty good on the ball. And Skelly, actually, ignore me. They got Skelly, so that's an upgrade. Partey's still there. Odegaard hasn't played as good this season. He's been really poor. And then I think the issue is the left 8. But to be fair, Rice in transition is a beast. So yeah, I think it might suit Martinelli a bit more because Martinelli is better in transition, running in behind, one-touch finishes, all that type of stuff. I think it goes Dr. Leroy, who's like probably, along with this bozo, and one of my favorite people to listen to talk about football. And he was telling me that he goes, if you watch us, when we get the ball, we don't really commit in transition. And I started to watch Arsenal, and it's true. The handbrake is always on. They don't front body forwards. They're not aggressive. They don't play like long distance through balls. And they're not transitioning from defense to keeper, then from keeper to defensive midfield like they did in 2022, 2023. And I think that's hampered like opportunities for the likes of Martinelli and maybe Havertz and all these other players in transition to get more easier opportunities rather than trying to create in like against a low block. So yeah, I think that might actually suit the team more, really, especially if Declan Rice like dribbling power. Like imagine Declan Rice getting like 2 or 3 transition dribbles a game.
Yeah,
like Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. What about the front line?
We say?
What about the front line?
I think the front line struggles regardless, but I think they will generate more chances and maybe more easier chances in transition when instead of trying to create when you got the whole team penned in the final third. And that's when it just becomes a bit of a we're going to get the ball out wide and cross it game, if that makes sense, right? And when Saka's brilliant at that, because Saka, one, his crosses are the most accurate, and also Saka can actually switch up and get to the byline and stand the ball up with his right foot or drill it across goal. And whereas all the other players, they don't really have that quality. Trossard can do it on occasion if he's got the right matchup, but all the other players don't have that quality to do so. So I think you get more out of Martinelli in that scenario, and more out of Havertz actually, because he's actually pretty good at running the channels, I guess. But yeah. I don't know what Ant thinks, if Ant's still there.
Fair. Might be a mute. Next one or last one is Rye Milk 93. When will Maresca stop with this tippy tappy nonsense?
Tippy tappy.
I haven't watched them in a while. What's going on? Why are they so shit?
Okay, so from when I watched Chelsea, they're actually too wide, if that makes sense. So like they do have a heavy impetus on focusing on getting the ball down in wide areas and getting their 1v1s for their wingers, but their wingers are very, very inconsistent. So all of them, Neto, Sancho, and Madueke are super inconsistent in terms of can they actually beat the player. Madueke is probably the most likely to beat the player. Neto is the most likely to play a good cross, and Sancho is probably the most likely to play like a clever pass. But they all do other things not as well, if that makes sense. And then Palmer has not really been involved in the game, and I think it's partially down to them. No, I think it's actually quite a lot down to Palmer as well, actually. I think they do well with midfield, and also they're so soft at the back. Pause. They're so soft at the back. So, yeah, I think their creativity is focused in wide areas, and it's not very good. And also, Jackson has been taking the absolute biscuit in the last month at all. Like I'm talking shocking misses at key points of the game. So yeah, it's peak for them still.
So what does that mean for them? Do they still finish in a good position in the league, or?
I still think they could. Let me look at the league standards because Newcastle are kind of on demon time right now, and Villa up there as well, and City. So it's going to be a bit of a dogfight for that. Let me look at the league's table. So standings. So I think Arsenal, Liverpool. Oh, to be fair, Forest. I keep forgetting Forest are there. Forest only 3 points from Arsenal. So
they'll fall off, brother.
Boy, I don't know. So it's Arsenal. So it's Liverpool at 56. Arsenal at 50, Forest at 47, so 3 points behind Arsenal. Then there's a 4-point gap between Forest and Chelsea, and a 2-point gap between Chelsea and City, so 43-41. Newcastle are joint on points with City, but obviously behind on goal difference. And Bournemouth only 1 point behind City and Newcastle. So I don't think Bournemouth will get there in the end, and you should anticipate Forest dropping. I don't think Villa can make up the gap. Villa are 6 points behind Chelsea. I think that's going to be quite tough for them to make up.
They got Rashford though. They got Rashford now.
Yeah, boy, we'll see. So, surely City get together. They can't be this pathetic for the rest of the year. Surely not.
We'll see. We'll see. I think top four is Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and Newcastle.
Well, Chef Morayo, yeah. That Super Bowl milk, yeah. Hey, don't go on mute, pussy. Don't go on mute. Hey, man's got the chicken nuggets in the air fryer. Do not fucking kill me.
You're not far off, brother. You're not fucking far off, my guy.
In the air fryer. Do not kill me.
You're not far off, my boy. You're not fucking far off. It's a Super Bowl party in this business. Yeah, but I think top four for me: Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and I think Newcastle get there as well. I think as long as Isak stays fit.
Yeah,
he's banging what? Is he going to get 25 in the league? Damn,
he's basically scored like virtually a goal a game in the last 10 games.
Yeah, he's on 17, and there's 12 games left or so. 12, 14 games left.
He's getting another 6. He's getting another 6 at least.
Yeah, agreed. So we'll see. I think up with the weekend, but we've got a cracking regardless, as we always do. That's always a pleasure, my brother. What's that Super Bowl prediction? Score.
Chiefs. I'm nervous.
What's the score?
Nervous. I think I might say Chiefs 30, Eagles 24.
Okay, we'll see. Eagles are legit. They're legit.
They are legit.
I'd like Saquon to win one. I can't lie. I like him to just.
Did you see Mahomes' Instagram post?
What did you do?
He did. Do you know Bane?
Yeah.
Run from it. Destiny Rise all the same.
Okay, calm. Am I getting free tuddies or what? In the playoffs, he rushes more, innit? He doesn't.
It depends on because they've just been more of like a more methodical offense this year.
Yeah.
Because how teams play them and injuries, they've been a bit more explosive in the last couple of games. So I think maybe two in a rush. But usually when they get down to red zone, they like to rush the ball, innit? So
fair enough.
Yeah. So you'll definitely get the Jalen Hurts tuddy for sure. If you're gonna bet that, that one's almost guaranteed. A young tush push.
Push. All right, cool. I'll be watching. I'm gonna stay up and watch that one. As always, a pleasure, my bro. I'll speak to you during the game.
All right, peace.
All right, love.
Yo. When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Ant and